say, you're doing it wrong, Marco. You're putting body work over the paint. This is how we do it, okay? Like a lot of people on the internet that are gonna say that your product it isn't good stuff and you don't know what you're doing.
Well, yeah, I bought that gun too. Yeah, I got it from Harbor Freight just yesterday. Yeah, works good.
Colbert, Speedokote Finish Network. All right, so subscriber requested video. So I get the question a lot from a lot of my subscribers. Hey, when do you use primer filler? When do you use primer? How do you use it? Blah, 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 blah. This is all going to depend on your project and the length and extent of energy you want to export to get your project done. As you guys know, for me, for YouTube, I do a lot of bebop jobs. I do a lot of quick little send it out the door. You know what I mean? It's a lot of what I do. Just having fun over here. We're not taking things extremely serious. And quite frankly, a lot of the projects that I'm like, you know what? I don't give a crap how this comes out. I'm going to put a coat of paint on it, and we're going to send it down the road. A lot of times when I have that attitude, the work actually comes out better anyways. Long story short, it's going to depend on how much effort you want to put into your project. Now, the true correct way to restore a car is strip all this down to bare metal, do like what Bondo Billy does over there, strip it all down to bare metal, etch primer the whole car, do your body work over the etch primer, and then 2K primer filler, block that flat, 2K primer filler it again, block it again, and then you're ready for paint. That is the true and correct way to use primer, restore car, blah, blah. The Marco way is we're going to go ahead and sand this whole car 400 grit, do our body work over the factory paint. Instead of spending money on 2K primer, a lot of people ask why I put body work over top of the paint, over top of the factory paint. Well, it's because we already have a foundation there. All the people over the years say, you're doing it wrong, Marco. You're putting body work over the paint. Yeah, guess what? If you're not going to re-etch prime the whole car, that's what you're, for a bebop job, it's what you're supposed to do. Because there's already etched primer from factory underneath this paint. Sand the whole car down, you find your dents, you find all your little, you do your body work right over the paint, okay? And then all your little burn through spots and stuff like that, you can put your Speedokote 2790G primer over that, or an etch primer. Jobs for like little small metal spots, it's okay to put a surfacer primer over top of it. I haven't had issues over the years. That's how I do it. This is how we do it, okay? It's how we do it. Now other people are going to do it different. I'm going to take you guys over to my whiteboard real quick, and we're going to show you guys on a whiteboard what primer filler is made to do, okay? I'll show you guys a physical example. So, class is in session. All right, so we got factory paint, okay? Dent. Okay, we got a dent. So now we're going to fill it with our body filler. Okay? Body. My writing is terrible. But body filler. Okay. So now, what primer filler is made to do? It is made to bridge the gap between your body work, which might be a little bit of a low spot, okay, after sanding it. It'll be maybe like 1 millimeter low, okay? Because you're taking the sander over it, blah, blah, blah. You're going to use your primer to bridge the gap, okay? And it's a filler primer. It's made to fill. It's going to bridge the gap and create an entire flat surface again. Now, that is not the only purpose of primer filler. Let's say you got a car and you're doing a beat bop job, you're sanding a car down with 400 grit, 320 grit. If you're sanding a car down with that grit, it can leave little micro waviness in the surface that you can only see once it is painted. So here we have a wavy surface after sanding the car down, okay? You guys see that with the tops of the fenders that we sanded on the Mustang. We got a bunch of different layers. It's all feather edged, it's all smooth to touch, but there is a micro waviness that you will not see unless it is painted. Now, once again, we're gonna spray our primer filler over this surface, block it, and it will once again be flat. Now, another minor use of primer filler is to fill prep scratches, okay? So once again, you have your body work is done, you're gonna sand that up to a 320 grit scratch, okay? 320 grit scratch just to reduce the risk of shrink back. This is a very high solid primer. I could fill a dang 80 grit scratch with that primer, but just to reduce the risk of possible shrink back, we sand up to 320. We're gonna go ahead and sand this surface flat. We're not going for museum quality straight. We rarely block in here. We usually just take a flat sander over it. Kind of like what Bondo Billy does over his channel. He just takes his good old Billy sander over it, holds the sander flat, and as he likes to say, good enough for the girls that he goes with. If you guys aren't subscribed to Bondo Billy, definitely go subscribe. He's a good dude. He's an old school guy. He knows the true correct way to get these old cars strong, good, solid, and painted. All right, so now that you guys know the basis behind 2K primer filler, now we're going to move to application. It is not life or death if you throw a splash more or a splash less reducer than what you need. That is more critical when it comes to clear coating, because if you put less activator in it than what you need, it's not going to dry. And if the clear coat is not drying, it is running. If your clear coat is running, then, you know, you're going to get like a lot of people on the internet that are going to say that your product, it isn't good stuff, and you don't know what you're doing. Aaron quacking all the time on YouTube, man. Yeah, that Speedokote guy, yeah. Yeah, he don't know what he's doing. That's crappy product. All it does is run. Now we're going to be applying this with our Black Spider Pro Kit. We got the filter on here. This filters out small particles of dust, oil, filters out moisture. For those of you guys that haven't gotten the hint yet, it's the Black Spider, not the Black Widow. This is not from Harbor Freight. Funny all the comments I get on YouTube.
Well, yeah, I bought that gun too, yeah. I got it from Harbor Freight just yesterday. Yeah, works good. Yeah.
I'm like, yeah, that's not the gun that I'm using. It's the Black Spider, not the Black Widow. All right, so let's move to application. Whoa, that's way too high air pressure. We're going to turn this down. We're going to throw the first coat on real light. Not going to go crazy over it. It's okay if you got a little bit of texture in it. Real light, you know, nothing crazy. We don't want to create any like crow's feet or anything like that. We're going to put a little bit of primer over that. Okay. And then we'll connect. Now I'm using real low pressure, and we're also using a 1.3 tip gun. Unfortunately, my primer gun is not cooperating today, even though I cleaned it really good the last time I used it. So, I have a little bit of texture, but that's okay. Can always sand this out. Okay, boom. The pressure just a little bit. See how this sprays? Okay, boom. Real light on the first coat. We're not going crazy. Just trying to get some prime on it. Nothing crazy. Now you guys can see, all right? So this is what I was talking about on the whiteboard. We got a bunch of different layers. We got metal, factory primer, black primer, and base. What you don't see is that is going to create a little bit of a waviness. The primer filler is going to fill that, and we're going to sand it flat, and it's all going to be good. Okay? Boom. Alright, I'm going to hit this top of this fender. Most likely, I'm just going to be doing like 1, maybe 2 coats over the top of this fender. I'm really not looking to get a crazy build out of this. I'm just looking just to put a little bit of primer over top of this wavy spot in the fender. You know, because we did a lot of sanding on the tops of these fenders because the paint was delaminated on it. So I'm not looking to get crazy build. I'm just looking to smooth it out, flatten it out a little bit. You know what? We're going to make this 1 coat. I'm just going to go right back over it, pull the gum back a little bit, even it out, and we're going to call that good. Okay? We're going to call that good. All right, boom. Not beautiful, but it'll work. As you guys that don't know, I didn't bother taping those up because we're throwing them in the freaking trash. All right, so we're still gonna spray this low pressure. We're not gonna go crazy. Okay, boom. See how nice that's going down now with the slow reducer? Look at that. Boom, nice. Now we're priming this hood because I don't know. Okay, that's interesting. We're gonna stop and probably wipe that off. Ooh, that's crazy. I've never seen that. See, guys, this is why you prime. If we would have tried to put base coat over top of that, imagine if we were ready for paint and we were going to try and put base coat over top of that. Ooh, boy. That would have been a bad day. Ooh, I don't know what the heck is on this hood. Ooh, my gosh. Ooh, lordy. We're going to wipe this off. All right, let's try maybe just like a light coat, like a dust coat. Okay, no problems there. All right, so maybe a little bit of user error. All right, so we went a little too heavy on the first coat. I still see like it's trying to do something, but like it's not. All right, let's try and shoot it on light. Nope. Still popping up. Yeah. Yeah. This ain't gonna work. Oh boy. So I wanted to put the camera down and focus on this because this was about to be a disaster. We snuck away with only one reaction spot on this side. So the rest of it, good, smooth, no reactions, no problems. We just did like real light dust coats, like 3 light dust coats, and we had no other reactions. Likely it was like a cheap lacquer primer, some type of a lacquer paint on that fiberglass hood before we primed it. Lacquer and a lot of urethane solvent do not mix. Easy fix. All we're gonna do, we're gonna let this dry. We're gonna come back in a couple hours, maybe pop it on out there in the good old sun, and then come back, sand all this out with 320, sand all this out with 320, sand the whole hood, reprime it again, sand it again if we have to, reprime it again if we have to, and then this will be good to go. So that's going to wrap it up for this video. I just wanted to show you guys a quick demonstrational and very good explanation with my whiteboard as far as what primer filler is, when to use it, how to use it. You can play with it a little bit. As you guys saw on that hood, we added a little bit of reducer. We kind of made it more into like a primer sealer. Things were going well until they reacted. Just wanted to go over the basics with you guys, that's all. So I'm gonna end up with this. If you guys are looking for the best, most affordable, user-friendly products in the world, there's one place you need to go. www.speedokote.com. They have everything you guys need, start to finish, to get your projects done. Primers, fillers, base coats, clear coats, and detail products to keep your paint job clean even after you paint it. Like and subscribe, new videos every week.